And
You.
yeah, that's super funny because it's a lot bigger. And today we found out that we can buy two machines for the price of one from a company going bankrupt. So it was amazing.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's like everything happening for us.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
You're amazing.
it's amazing.
What kind of machines, Jacob?
So we work with incontinence for people for women. So we
Okay.
treat incontinence, and it's kind of like a super Kegel machine.
Ah, okay. You sit in them, or
Yeah,
is that
so
a?
they're quite. Sorry.
I was just going to say, you sit in these chairs?
Yeah, correct. So you sit it fully closed, and you do Kegel exercises, and they are very effective, but also they are super expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine. Wow, so you're getting two for the price of one.
Yes, and even cheaper than one, Gina says. But it was also in perfect timing because we're getting so fully booked right now that we really needed it.
That's
Mm.
awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You guys are both amazing. You and your beloved wife. You both have been doing such always operating from the heart.
Yeah, that's the
Like,
most important thing.
yeah. You're always both of you have just like since and doing it like with such kindness and sweetness always. Hi Gina.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yes. How are you feeling, Gina? Are you excited just as much as Jacob?
Yeah, yeah, I'm so excited. It feels like yes.
We can't hear
Everyone
you.
wants us to go
We
go
can't. We can't. Gina, I can't hear you.
It feels so good when people want you uh, to succeed. Like it's such a great feeling.
Mm. Mm.
So I'm very grateful and happy. Yeah, it's going to, I don't know. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes,
Mhm.
we're just
Yeah.
listening.
So I'm
Yeah.
just feeling lucky.
Mhm.
Like,
So the new store, you're opening up a second store as well? This is what I'm hearing?
Uh, Basically, yes, but
Yeah.
we moving everything to the second store because it's easier to have all the staff and all the machines on same place.
Yeah.
But the company gonna be double. Yeah, we're
Amazing.
gonna have more patients and more machines. Uh, so our goal was to buy six. But we are
We keep losing you guys. We keep losing. We can't hear you guys properly. I'm curious. I'm curious, Monica, you were about to share some really meaningful insight on the last call that we just had with regards to your eco-conscious like stuff like this. I'd love to hear more about that because Gina, I think it would be amazing if you and Jacob come on these calls very seated and present because you guys always have profound insight to share and you're always on the move. So
Yeah.
my encouragement is for you both to sit down when you have the moment and be present on these calls because you guys have lots to share, lots to give. And my hallucination is that we are not really getting the full connection from you guys because both of you are not actually here. You guys are moving around a lot. So I'm just inviting that to you because I can't hear you, and I can't hear Jacob, and it's like back and forth. So with that, I hope to see you guys more present on the other calls. And I'm grateful you're still here. So
Yeah.
Good luck with your project. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. Good luck. Enjoy that process.
For sure. Okay, so I'm not sure if today is the right time to share about that, but I'm happy to. And Brenda, are you there, my love? Because okay, she's there. Great. So you know how when we put things out into the universe, and when it's aligned with our purpose, all doors open, right? And
Yeah.
all these beautiful guided miracles happen. So we just had this conversation about the conscious development a few days ago with Eric and the group and Brenda, and Andrea. And I, through another beautiful guided miracle, I met a woman yesterday who has 118 acres of land in the Poconos in Pennsylvania, who also on that land has a massive retreat house and a wellness center, and a school, a Montessori school. And she would like to develop those 118 acres into a conscious living development. So eco-friendly. So I'm meeting with her and her sister today to talk a little bit more in depth. She became a Tony Robbins and a Joe Dispenza person. She became a Tony Robbins person when she was 19, and she says she owes every bit of her success to him.
Oh,
She's now 38. She is some of you probably know her because she crews for Tony very often. Her name is Oksana. She's from the Ukraine, and she is a powerhouse, an absolute powerhouse at the age of 38. Just mind-blowing woman. Her and her sister Ina are the people. They moved from New York 8 years ago into the Poconos because really the Poconos now is kind of becoming, it's becoming like a spiritual Mecca, for some crazy reason. But it's just probably because it's beautiful and it's in nature and it's yes, and it's mountains and it's lakes and it's waters and waterfalls and it's all the things. So I think that's probably why, get away from the concrete jungle and into nature. So they are very, very, they're just action takers. They're very ready to take this on and do amazing things with it. They have these 118 acres as of a couple of years ago, I believe. And now they have the holistic healing center. They just got their EE system, the energy enhancement system. They got 24 units in. They have the biocharger. They have all the things, every possible thing in that healing center. And now they also, because there was no way of schooling their own children, they both between the two of them have 4 children. They created their own Montessori school so they can teach their own children, which is amazing. Just those are the kind of, if you can't find it, you make it yourself and you make it better than anybody else. So I have so much respect for them. They're both amazing women. And today I'm going to be meeting with them to talk about vision and to talk about what we would potentially want to do and come together. And I already mentioned Lighthouse to them and Eric and Brenda and Andrea, and the fact that you're also looking for a legacy project. So I'm thinking maybe in the future, just wanted to kind of introduce the idea to you. It's called Magnolia. Magnolia is the compound, the retreat center, and the healing center. And they would like to get to know us and work with us and see what can come of it.
sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Well,
just things unfolding.
things that
Yeah.
I'd love to see what she's doing.
Totally.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now,
I
they own the 119 acres or 115 acres? They
are
own the,
118 acres. They own it. Yes, they own the property. They own all the properties where they're doing their work. It came from New York real estate. So
Hmm, beautiful.
smart women.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to hear about that, that's for sure, because that just sounds very much like what, we're moving towards.
Legacy projects.
Mm. It's funny because I was involved with Girl Might like years ago, and I know she's got an ashram somewhere in New York. I don't know if it's in the Poconos. She doesn't see, you can't actually go there anymore, but
Mm.
yeah, that was my first introduction to like someone like a guru that was allowing people to come in, but then she found that people were too reliant on her, so she kind of
Mhm.
closed it up and can't necessarily go there anymore. But yes, I'm just curious about that location in the Poconos, where that is. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's in
sure.
Pennsylvania. It's in Pennsylvania.
Oh, it's Pennsylvania. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
is it how far from a
From New
city?
York? It's an hour and 15 minutes from New York.
Okay,
So it's not
okay.
bad. Yeah, it's
Yes. And what is the closest? Is she close to a town or a city, or is New York the closest?
yeah, I mean it's Mount Pocono is where her wellness center is. So I think the closest big city to us is Stroudsburg or Scranton. You should know Scranton because it's The Office. That's that's where it was filmed.
How far away are you from her? Because you're in
I'm
New Jersey.
so I have two homes now. I'm on my other home. I usually chime in from my Montclair home. I also have a home in the Poconos, and when I'm in the Poconos, I'm 5 minutes away from her.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's very close to home. Okay.
Yeah, but the
Well,
other home from here is an hour away. The
mhm.
one in New Jersey. So it's
Okay.
it's New York. You have to drive through New Jersey and get to the Poconos.
Okay, beautiful. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing how that goes. Beautiful.
Me too.
I will let you know. I'll keep you posted for sure.
Yeah.
And one of the things, Monica, that I can connect also you ladies all with is so Beck and I were talking about the founder of Tiny Homes, or she mentioned that she knows the founder. So if at some point that needs to be a contact or a way to make it happen, she's so graciously said, "Hey, let's bring them in or have a conversation." Because she was watching back I sent her the recording of us on the real estate call, all of you amazing ladies, and she is like, "I can't wait to meet them. I love Brenda and I love Monica," so uh, it was just nice to hear that support coming from her in a way that she's excited to add value and just be herself, because her and Siri are just being, and they are such leaders already, and they just want to be aligned with the right energy, and so this is something that we get to.
I'm sorry, Eric, what's her name?
Siri's wife is Beck.
Oh, Beck. Okay, I met her. I met both of them at UPW last time because I was there with the youth group, and we had a private meeting with them.
Beautiful.
Beautiful people, amazing women. Okay, that's great. That's exciting. So she probably remembers me because of my crazy red hair. So
People are always going to remember you, Monica.
ah,
Your presence.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it's real. No bullshit, and I love it.
Yeah, no.
No,
Exactly.
no time to waste.
Yeah.
No time to waste. Okay, beautiful. Okay, great. I would love to meet with her and talk to her and get her on a call with us. Thank you, Eric, for putting us together.
yeah, I mean, this is it's not me, it's energy. It's the universe coming through us. So it's not me, it's not the body. I'm just the vessel.
Yeah,
That
but you're a pretty awesome conduit, so take some credit.
Exactly.
um so good to see you, Mr. Scotty.
Hello. I know.
Tell
You're in
us where
Nunavut.
you are, what you're up to.
I know. So I was like, how do I try and explore and get my curiosity? And then it was so funny because Gabe, so you guys have seen him on the call, Chuakuk. I guess I'm gonna say that wrong, but he's like, I want to take my vitality. He's been talking about it. So he's been like, how do I take it to the next level? I need the programs, I need things. I'm like, okay, yeah. But as we all know, like if you have these programs and you're talking about them, are you going to follow them? Right? We get so stuck in people are filling up their cup of business and family. And then the personal one is very, very small, which includes, their health, their vitality, their wellness, everything about that. And then one day he just, I think it was on Thursday night or Friday, they're just like, what are you gonna like? Come down here, do this in person. What do you feel? I'll make a space for you. I'll tell you that the fun thing about trying to figure out Wi-Fi and everything in between here, service in general. But he's like, come to none of it. And I like paused. I'm like, I've never been to the Arctic. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have to. I'd love to hear your experience. The last experience I heard from this was it's dark all the time. It's very cold. There's not much. It's just rocky land. Like it's just there's no trees, which I'm used to. And it's a flight, and there's only one flight a day, or two flights a day during the week and one during the weekend. I was like, okay, here's my information. Like let's do this. Let's make this work. Like I'll come down. I'll be there. I think he was like the Saturday night. He's like, there's two Saturday mornings, so if you miss it, you can catch the later one in the morning. So like Friday night, I'm like red eye, right? He's just like, here you go. Here's your flight. Here's what you're booking. You're gonna land at 6 o'clock. Your next flight's at 9 o'clock. I was like, sure. Like I mean, like all my bag is just winter clothes. I was like, I know it's cold. I've worked in the cold before, but it's like minus 35 cold, like without wind. So it's a complete change to my vitality. It's not like you go outside and your face is just cold. You're just like, I'm cold. Like there's there's no wind. I'm just dying. And I'm like, so I had one bag, sweaters, sweatpants, gym stuff, of course, because I have to come here. I'm sitting on an exercise ball that I found. I'm like, I gotta make the world work, make the world work, make an office work. So yeah, I flew all night. I was sitting there. Eric was like, me and him were talking. I was like, he got back. I was like, I'm going to none of it. He's like, okay, okay, keep going, keep on going. Enjoy. I was just like, I'm like literally on a plane right now. Like I'm like, I'll go send you when I get back. So I landed. The time difference is not crazy. They're not in complete darkness right now in none of it. It's a Equalit. I'll say that wrong. He says there's a white boy way of saying it. And I was like, Equalit, I think it is. It is cold. It is minus 35, like I was saying, every day. And then I got here, beautiful. It's the landscape is, I mean, the infrastructure and just the people are amazing. Like everything's built on blocks or stilts that go up because the land and the permafrost and the bedrock, they have to build everything differently. So when you fly in, you're like, what are all these floating houses doing here in the middle of like a rock cliff? I'm like, oh, that's where I'm staying. So amazing. Such a very small town, so everything, even though it's the capital, everything gets shipped in. So like the first thing was trying to figure out where everything was. Like, what do we do for food? Like he was telling me about it, right? And it was just like different cultures and different communities. Like I'm like exploring. Like he's over there, I'm over here talking to people. I'm just like curious, what's going on? Where's this grocery store? There's one. A lot of stuff gets shipped in. It's a lot of flights, so cargo. Flights like by boat don't happen. I think they're twice or three times in the summer or once a month kind of thing or in the summertime. Um, but Jacob, um, so it's interesting. And it's just like I'm curious because they talk about like all these communities and like going to Brazil and like I'm just like Eric was the one that opened up my eyes. It's like why not do these things? This is from before, like experience that we go like there's different cultures, different communities. Everyone takes health and vitality and energy very differently, and just experiencing it. So here's been it was a Saturday, just a wake up, like seeing where there's very spotty service because they don't really have like main, like down by the airport, they have like a cell tower, and then everywhere else there's not Wi-Fi. You don't just like connect and go. Like I'm using a hotspot, my phone's outside right now, trying to get some kind of connection. So it's working. I just kind of, if anybody texts me, sorry, I'm gone, like it's just gonna take it out. But we use Skylink a lot, so it's interesting to have that Wi-Fi connection through Elon there. So yeah, it was just, and that was a Saturday, got in, like flew all night. I'm like, I think I landed 3 p.m., which is 1 p.m. your guys' time, and then traveling in and just trying to like see where everything is. He's got a beautiful house here. He's just like, just stay with me and stuff. Two beautiful kids. So I was like, okay, like getting all that set up. And then Sunday was, or yesterday was just driving around trying to see like there's there's not really a wellness center, it's like a rec center, I guess, with like swimming. Got to see the schools, got to see the grocery stores, just trying to set things like how can I, like what can we do that's here, right? Like how do I build or how do I help with what with the community is doing here as well? Big thing is food. I mean, not just what we talk about. Everybody's, issues are the same thing, or challenges are the same thing. Sorry. Fitness in general. I mean, I was like, probably we're not gonna go. I mean, we did go for. Thank Eric for this one because he was super excited about going for. We had a homemade sauna outside, so wood sauna in the middle. Like I think I have a picture of it, but again, I didn't have service, so I can't send it. Wood burning sauna that they use pallets because there's no wood, there's no trees here in the middle of a lake. So I go for a 15-minute sauna, and I'm rolling in the hard snow after to do a cold plunge because there's nothing that we can jump into. At minus 35 is unreal. Um, then we're just like, how do we, do this? How do we create something like building saunas is something that he can do, or like do cold plunges is like you can't put a bucket outside, it's too cold, in the filters. So it's been interesting to be like, how can we incorporate this lifestyle and adapting all these changes into what you guys have here? So this is day 3 of doing this. In the morning's just been this. So it's been quite a experience. We're all used to very accessibility and abundance of everything. And when you don't have, I mean, you guys could probably speak on different cultures or communities that you've been to, but going here and realizing like you have to plan, like now my next thing after this one is like, how do I plan? I got to walk 30, because everything's very cold. Vehicles here, there's no dealerships. So it's like, you get your vehicles, you have your snowmobile or you have a sled. I'm like, what am I gonna do to get to the next wing? It's like I'm gonna walk. I even remember yesterday, I was walking around. These tour ladies are like, "Oh, like jump in the vehicle." I was like, "No, you have like 6 people in there," and I just go for a jog. Like I'm just gone. Like I'm going down the road. I'm like, "I'll meet you at the next stop. I don't mind for you guys." And they're like, "What is he doing?" It's just like trying to get his 10,000 steps in. I'm like, "Well, no, you adapt to what we have here, right? Like I don't mind running or doing a little bit of a walk in between it." So that's what I've been doing. So I'm just trying to figure out everything. It's very close. Well, everything's about 5 to 10-ish kilometers away, so it's not like 30 to 45-minute walk or hike. So it's been my keeping. Now I'm just planning it all out, what my day is and what my roads are. So,
Wow. How long are you there for?
I'm aiming for a week or two, and then and then I'm just gonna go. Gabe's been working as well, and then I'm gonna I'm gonna go check out the school. So I'm gonna go walk. They got an elementary, high school, a middle school, I think they call it here. They do have a college as well, and there's I haven't said it wrong, but it's like an Aboriginal school, like a community meet thing that they're trying to do. And learning about none of it is very new, like for him, because they were just saying like this just become a territory in 1999. I'm like, so everything is just their community and their territory and everything is just very new to these guys. So absorbing all their knowledge and the people that are kind of here. So I'm trying to compress everyone I can meet. And like, of course, you know me, I'm like, what are the schools like? What do you guys do for gym stuff? What's the food like? So I try to want to see what's up here and what they can do. And then, yeah.
I have a question. Do you feel or could you spend some time with the elders up there? It would be amazing if you got if you took some time to maybe step into ceremony with them in terms of like what they see as their unique way of operating or creating. Um, if you can, if you have the time and the space, I think it would be very valuable to just sit in their presence and listen. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was talking to Gabe about that, about the Inuit. I think it's Inuit. Because they are just in the city roles. They're very back. It goes way, way back, and I'm learning. I'll get more and more as we go on the Monday here. About what they know and what like where they live and like what's part of like their like you said, like where their elders are and where this reserve, where they want to stay. They are just in the territories. There's like 25, I think he said, like surrounding areas. So we're trying to find. I'm going to see him. He has some grandparents and elders that I hopefully are just on the outside that I can spend time with them. Because the main capital where we are now is more like government land, as you would say. So it's 50-50 or just in the process of that. So I've met some amazing people that are building. The people in the city, as you know, are more, they've come from the outside tribes or bands that come in and build like infrastructure and help out with the communities, or like, revamp their downtown, to build more like a sustainable, like they have a library now and like things that they can kind of control, put their knowledge into one. And these are all guys that have been, he said, like lived here, like their whole generational, like it's not just outside investing. So that's where I was interested in, like, okay, like how do I, I want to go see the place, I want to go see them. But yeah, that was my next question, because I was talking to him, he's at work today. I'm like, if it's a weekend or Friday, like how do I go like outskirts? Like, and I like joked, I'm like, are they like, is it igloos or what do they stay into? Like they take me out in the middle of nowhere. Like we have those machines like the Sherpas and the quads. So he's gonna look into that and see, like, I don't know if they, like timing wise, like how, if we just go out there, you'd probably have more insight on me, or maybe he will this week, about like how do I do that? Because it's like you can't just pick the phone up and call them because there's no service. As soon as you go like 2 minutes up the road, there's none. But I think that would be super, like I'm here for that. Like I love that curiosity and just
Yeah,
being in
like
their presence and what
from my experience, those experiences are all relational. We can't get to like a lot of the discoveries I had, whether they were all over South America or even down in the Middle East, it was all based off relations. So these deeper leaders, we're unable to access them until we actually are there and we build a relationship with people, and then they take us to them. So those are the most valuable conversations from my perspective. This is my
no,
way of
yeah.
discovering the more meaningful conversations, which now I can, invite other people to Brazil and these places because I have those relationships. So those to me, again, this is from my perspective. To me, those are the fabric. That is the magic. That is the dynamic that most people are looking for, because that's where the meaning comes, right? So, although they're not aware of it yet, once they become aware of it, there's magic there to be discovered. So, just
Yeah, and that's,
sharing.
no, I love, and that's like why I'm here, is like, I think I was messaging you about this, but I love communities. My big, like what I've been working on with myself is like, how do I give more to just the individual in the community, right? Like how can I talk about vitality, longevity, and give more to the youth and give more to the middle age, like whatever that I can do is why I want to, like, I'm just like, I just want to go to the high school. I just want to like meet you guys, you meet me. Like I'm not that, the what is it, the gym guy all the time, but I'm here to talk about, like, ask me questions, like build off things. Like people are already asking, like, what do you think about our supermarket? What do you think about our food? And like I'm just giving them the honest answer, because like you build connections, and having that connection, like Gabe here's just in general, right? People are coming up like, how are you? Who's this? Like, how are you? Who's this? So it's just already creating that curiosity in here. And I'm just, how can I serve, right? How can I help you? What did you have? Like they ask me questions, which I love. I can just sit back and be like, what did you think about my food today? As I'm like, brunch, I'm like, well, do you want my, like, you did good, but this is what we're gonna stay away from. Or even the cooks at brunch the other day were like, oh, like, how did you like the food? And I'm like, I stick more towards this because this is gonna fill me and this is this. And then they're just awesome. So I'm just going around and like, how can I do that? And I'm like I am building these connections and these relationships, and then same, like I don't think it's an ass thing, but I just want to go around and like, in between my days, I'm just wandering, just take my walk around. Like, how do I go to these different places and meet these different people? So such a eye-awakening thing to be like, such a city thing. Like obviously I've missed the home already. Like it's just that feeling, but here's that explore curiosity. I'm like, how do I help you over here? Like, what do you need? And like, okay, it's dark early. Why am I so tired? And then just like taking that experience in from these guys in a different province, territory, sorry, to be exact. Yeah, I mean, if anybody has questions about that, like now that we scarcity, abundance of food, nighttime, daytime, very, very extreme colds, sleep patterns, anything like that is just what I'm experiencing now. And it's just been amazing. I know, see Martin there standing up and moving. So, and not everybody has access. Now I've learned that not everyone has access to these big wellness centers, right? In general, like they don't have like they have churches. I saw a couple churches I saw here. They have like a swimming pool and a little bit of a gym, like very, very small, but get it. And in these communities, and they're just trying to grow, and they need that knowledge and that experience because they have from so long ago, and they have their ways and their traditions, which we love, and then adapting it into the city part to get people in and bring that community in there to help them more and serve more. And it's just access. Like I said, these guys are building, trying to get into the construction side of things. Where do we build it? How do we build it? Like, sorry, Brent, maybe I gotta come in those calls to just like, how can they serve more of this community, especially with the food, which I'm working with now. So waiting on a big plane ride to come in and maybe have half the food show up, and some of it's frozen and some of it's fresh, and $200 for a thing of bananas. I'm like, craziness, which I love. It's just like my curiosity is like, can I see what's in your bag?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, do you have questions? Oh. It's interesting. I'd love to discover ways of, what's going, like the greenery or sorry, the greenhouses to develop a greenhouse out there, and to create more sovereignty versus planning to fly in food. To me, it's like it would make so much sense. I just get curious about like why we have the tools, we have the technology, we have the ability. I get curious as to why these things aren't actually showing up. And so it's interesting for me to hear your insight and what you're going through. And I'm excited to learn even more through your experience, brother. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, I appreciate that because you guys have all been very good with me coming back in and now getting set up in this country and world. And I'm learning about the infrastructure, which is amazing. Just curious about it, like seeing how they have to build, like I was saying, like build on bedrock. So they have to have like a platform almost and a flat, and they have to build still so much because there's so much permafrost, there's like melting, there's moisture, and then the rocks just move. So it's so cool to be like, okay, how would that, like, the curiosity, these people that have all these ideas of like, how would you build something like a sustainable, ecosystem? How could we build like a farm on the inside, right? Or how do we build a plantation? Like whatever that we want to build with it, it's so interesting to see where and how they would zone it and where they would put it. Because even in the middle of nowhere, like just driving through a lake and a creek is just a random sauna on a lake bed. And I was like, well, isn't that gonna like melt and is that gonna go away? Like, no, it's all year frozen. It's just underneath we'll have running water. Um, so yeah, that's super interested. I got lots of like as many days as I can. I can ask more about it and get into it and kind of put back and feedback into like about the even just the construction and the eco-friendly things that they've been trying to do and build into this. They're not trying. They're getting plans. It's a big thing about the planning ahead of time.
So I have a quick comment or idea or so interestingly enough, the largest regenerative organic greenhouse farm is here in the Poconos where I am right now. The largest one in the entire Eastern Hemisphere. So it's very interesting. I think there's a couple of them in California, but on this side of our crazy country, that's the only largest one. And it's interesting. It was created by this girl who is the daughter of a man who created the Pocono Raceway. It's almost like the Daytona 500. It's a huge raceway track. And they race cars on it all the time. But the daughter had very significant digestive issues. She had, I believe, Crohn's and I think other, significant issues, and she couldn't figure out a cure through the medical facilities, through the medical community, obviously, right? We know why. So she decided to learn everything about regenerative organic, and she started only eating And for those of you who don't know, I'm sure you probably all do, but for those who don't know what regenerative organic is, it's the next level of organic. So not only do the plants are the plants grown organically, but the soil is incredibly rich in minerals, and the soil is always turned, and it's always rich with everything that it needs to produce the most nutritious produce. So I believe they have 16 greenhouses. They're all powered by solar. They're all solar powered. And they have a cafe, they have a restaurant, they have a marketplace where you can buy produce, and it works, even though it's cold 8 months out of the year here in the Poconos. It works 24/7. It's always producing. So I don't know. I met the owners. They're super gracious and really wonderful. Maybe it would be a fun idea, Scott, to come out to the Poconos and have a conversation with them, and right, and see how they do it, and see if they can figure out ways to lend their knowledge to the people who are struggling with that. It might
Yeah,
not be
that's
what you
amazing.
think.
Yeah, I can bring Eric. Eric loves the cold too. So
I don't. I don't. Why am I always in cold places?
it's funny because I'm like, Edmonton's cold. Like I love it. I love home. And then I get here and I'm like, oh, this is cold. This is what, you walk outside and it's cold is. Like that's just like slapped in the face with the wind when I get out of the plane. I was like, oh, okay.
Such a
Yeah,
whole new
so
level of cold. I know. I can't even
yeah,
imagine. God bless you
I
for
love
doing
that
that.
idea because I've had this conversations with these just the people met walking around and at the grocery stores earlier. There's only one store. Now, with that monopoly side of the store is the pricing is it's what did the one say? He's like the one store out of the 25 communities is the most profitable, which is here in Aquatech, is because the main flights come in here and this is where the freight and the shipments come. I was like, okay, I was curious. I was like, well, does the pricing change? Do they come in here? Like, can you get fresh vegetables? Can you get these things? And they're like, no, like it's whatever that price is, they'll make them the most expensive here. And then the other places are cheaper. So they're not helping the people that are in the main city. They're like, it's hard for these people to get, like, they got to pick and choose their food or what they want or what's on sale that day. And um, it's, yeah, where it's, like you sending videos or I was looking at it, it's like, fruits and vegetables, they're perishables. They're just so expensive, even though they're coming from flights or coming in from the plane. And I get that it's, the scarcity of it and what we want for those healthy foods are going to be a little bit more, which is fine. But when this community is smaller and they're trying to build together and build healthy for the kids, they're finding that they're shipping out. They're shipping things in from Pride and cargo just to get the essentials that they need, right? Like milks, grains, like things that they're not even going about. They're not like, oh, okay, I need, the next steak or I need this crazy, like they hunt a lot as well, but they're not looking outside of their means by any means, and they're trying to just get what they need. So looking into that would be something that would be invaluable because right now there's one company I think on Thursdays they do like I don't know if I'll get more information about it, but what they ship in or they bring in the perishables, so the fresh fruit, the fresh vegetables. They do Thursdays because they know it's not going to last very long. Like they're not spraying it full of pesticides. They're trying to go as healthy as they can, and they do the price is set. So instead of okay, that vegetable or that lettuce is going to charge for $18 in the store down the road because there's only one store, you can't go anywhere else. It's like $9. And then if depending on the income or the infrastructure these people live in, it's more affordable. So it's basing it on like, okay, you want this healthy food, you're making this choice. For the ones that can, it's the normal price because for freights and stuff, say $9. And then if you're at that lower income or something's happening in life, big family, but you're giving back to the community, 25% of that. So you're paying $3. So they're not trying, they are implementing it and they're doing it, which is amazing to hear. So I heard about this yesterday and I want to go see this store on Thursday. So I will be there to see what they do. And then sustainable, it's just like, because there's no reason to be like, okay, it's too cold. Okay, well, or the land, we can't build on the land. Well, we figured that out. I'm on a stilt right now. So there's ways that we can do it. Okay, it's, what's this double lining insulation that we can put in that we can grow it. We can start with one phase and just do vegetables, right? And then have that like energy and have these things, and then you can just create and create and create and add and add and add.
But I have a
Amazing.
question. I think that what you're
Yeah.
sharing, what's been done in what's the mount? Where is the place called, Monica? Poconos?
Yes, it's the Poconos. Poke a nose. Think about poking a nose. It's an
Poconos.
Indian. Yeah, Poconos.
Poconos.
So,
It's a
so
it's,
Write it out.
it's an
my hallucin
Indian name. Indian. Yeah.
my
Okay.
hallucination or my what's coming through is that if discovering what the leaders or the elders have gone through the set challenges, because there's been challenges that the indigenous leaders have most definitely been going through for generations. Discovering what those challenges are from their perspective and what solutions they might see, or if they've created or cultivated, and then encouraging these solution-oriented perspectives that are happening in Poconos that can be verified later. However, right now it's something that is happening already, and then in getting the insight of what their needs are, as a community, as elders, as what they're really wanting to develop into the future, and then bringing that solution, maybe after a meeting with somebody in Poconos, or maybe you go there after the Arctic, because then for some reason connecting the elders or the people that are in that space that want to bring more food dynamics sovereignty to the space and to the community will, with the people in Poconos that have already done this in a very sustainable and regenerative way, might be a way for them to bridge and stand on the shoulders of one another's success, so that these tools and technologies can be amplified, and really all they need is the leadership to come together to build that harmony. And so I think it just comes together, brother, from really getting clear, because I know that we have our own ideas, and that's amazing. And from my experience, there's people that have done these ideas already that we can just stand on top of their shoulders and serve them, because they're already, decades ahead of us, or two or three, depending on what industry or vertical. And so I think that there's a way to create these solutions a lot faster and invite the elders to discover that they're already available, and what we just need to do is bring them together, right? So this is our responsibility, by being even more aware of the solutions that are available to us on a global level. So my suggestion.
Let me know when you're in my neck of the woods, Scott. When you come to the Poconos, let me know, and we'll set up a meeting. The place is called Pocono Organics. So if you want to check them out, you want to read about them first, you can check them out online and read about their story and what they're doing and what they're up to. And that way you would know if it would be in line with what your vision is for the solutions.
Yeah, and I love that Eric knows me, that it's like my curiosity is here, and then I know I got the why that's embedded in me, and I got the who's. So now it's that next step is seeing what their whys, their who's are, and then putting two and two together and Poconos. I love that. That's, like you said, it's trialed, and it's trialed it. They've done it. They're doing it. They're planning it. They're making that change now, and then seeing change is good, growth is good. So, and then now I gotta implement that thought process here and just see people and then keep getting curious with them and be like, well, I know someone and like Poconos, so I gotta go travel and gotta go see, and then how can I make these two people meet? And virtual is a wonderful thing. So I'm like, come into the meetings, come see these things, come see what we believe in and what the missions are, and then continue from there.
Yeah, totally.
And that's vitality, by the way. This is the ultimate vitality, is helping, like, to me, why vitality is bringing the energy of great people together to solve bigger problems and create harmony. Like, that's, to me, that's ultimate vitality. To me, that's, vitality and health in our own essence. But once we do it in our own essence, we then do it with groups or communities or countries, like.
Crazy. This next one, how to bring this energy over there and this energy to them. I love it. That's just like of just one, and I'm just like, so serving, so loving, and I'm just like, I gotta, and you guys got to meet these other people.
Yeah, that sounds
Amazing.
awesome.
How do you
Stay warm, dude. I don't even know how you put yourself through that.
smiling with in his sweater? I literally I can't have the show, but I have like one of my is it the not the carry on the bag, the checked bag. It was all sweatpants, sweaters, shirts. I have like gloves. I have everything because like I'm staying stuck inside. Like I'm out there. I'm walking. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna be okay." I'm like, "I'm fine." Like I dress warm enough. I got boots, 5-pound boots to take me out through the middle of their snow. It's compact and enjoying it, and I want to just get curious of the landscape and what's here and what they're doing. So it's like after this one, I'm gonna take a nice. They say it's a 25-minute walk. I'll make it a little faster, but walk down to the. They don't really have a downtown, upper land and the lower land. And I'm gonna go down to the lower land and go see that. So then after the call, I'm right near the school, so I'm
Awesome.
excited. So in their coldest, you get walk up in the Poconos? Is that where you are right now, or are you in?
Yes, I'm in the Poconos. It's, I'm trying to remember how many feet I'm above sea level. I can't remember. I tried to check that a couple of times, but I'm at the same level as the peak of a mountain that I ski on called Camelback, which is not high, but
Mhm.
it's about 20 degrees, right? 25. It's Fahrenheit
Yeah.
right now, which is kind of cold, it's below freezing for sure.
Mhm.
So it is. And my dream is to build one of these communities in a place with palm trees, and everybody keeps laughing at me and saying that it's probably going to end up being a palm tree next to my igloo because everybody wants to build in the north.
Yeah. Yeah. We can put palm trees there. We'll make that, right? We'll put them inside of the
No,
ecosystem and then let them
that's a
flourish.
freaking point, but okay.
I know, I know. I get what you're saying. I know it's sustainable. I love that.
Yeah, so yeah, hopefully, we'll see this sustainable, eco-friendly one that I was talking about here in the Poconos. I know that they're very serious about it, so I know they're ready to go. So if we wanna get like a beta community going, and if we want to see, if you want to have a proof of concept, this would be a great place to do it because these women are so on point. They're followers of Tony, they're followers of Joe, and they're going now to Poland for Wim Hof for Wim Hof. You guys know who that is. So yeah, so they're very much in line with everything that we do. Um, and they're just incredibly powerful powerhouse women, and I feel like they're gonna get it done. They're gonna get it done, and we can be a part of it, or they'll do it without us. So we better get on board because that train is going fast.
Yeah, that's good to know. And I can tell
Yeah,
that they're just what they're doing and bringing to the community. They're giving back, they're serving, which is amazing, right? Like it's
yeah.
everyone asks for it and everybody needs it, and it's part of their needs. And even when it's outside of that reach for now, they still are looking to make those solution-based things where how can I get this or what's the next step, right? So the who's there. So I love that. Now I'm gonna get more curious downtown and see when I walk around. So I might have to
No,
take
no.
a flight. I don't know where it is. I'm not geography
You would fly
based,
probably.
but
You would fly
land
into.
somewhere.
You would probably fly into Newark, New Jersey. That's where you would fly into.
Mm,
It's the closest
got it.
large international airport to the Poconos. There are smaller airports that you can fly into locally, but
Mhm.
that's the big one.
I've been in New York. Took the train through there and went to Philadelphia and Atlantic City. So I've already been traveling a lot down in a little bit of New Jersey a bit. That was years ago, but I was like, oh, hey, I'm kind of familiar with that. I know where that is. I know where that airport is. And I
You
know there's
can
a
you
train
can
system
also
that
fly
works
into
really well.
Philly. You can also fly into Philly and
Ah,
drive. So that's another way.
yeah,
You can drive up from Philadelphia. So either way.
amazing.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
We just it was good. Stay like it's stay cold, but or and a little bit more and a little bit more
It's not the
warmer.
kind of cold that makes your face fall off of your bones. That's
Yeah,
not that
and
kind
yeah.
of.
I'm
It's a much
gonna have to
better.
I'm gonna have to wear a face covering. Yeah. When I walk down the hill. Otherwise, I'll just roll down and keep going down. But and I'll keep myself warm for that side. Up and down hills and up down rocks. Balance myself
Yeah.
out.
Face masks, face masks. Make sure, because you don't want to come back permanently red.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. It's a very good reason. Yeah, I got the what are they the basically the wool coverings to keep it because there's not much wind. There is down by the airport, but it's just cold air, just frozen air. It's interesting. And now I got to learn like, the health and vitality of myself, where I don't have every corner I look around a corner is a gym where I can go hit the iron and go lift heavy weights. I got to make things work around body weight, the office. So people are asking like, what do I do at home? Like, ooh, I can do it because I'm currently living it and doing it. And then it's, you know, how can I adapt into the cold of walking or adding that little bit more steps into my life instead of just being stuck where everything's close. I don't, you know, by the time I warm my car up, get it started, let the car go, I'm warm, I'm inside my truck, and then I drive. I could just walk there. Right? Then that's what I'm about now. Like, if you're like, oh, hang on, like, let me warm the truck up. I'm like, bye. And then I'm gone. And I'm just gonna, like, I'll keep myself warm, I'll keep myself moving and doing that side of things, and then making sure the food is really eating healthy and what quality foods my body can handle, what is available, and making that work. Where it's like, okay, I only have access to this much. How like I'm gonna make I know I know what I need to eat and I know how healthy I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna take that next step. I don't just gonna be
You're
like,
gonna
oh, I'm
pull a
gonna eat
rock.
like 3 plates of vegetables.
You're gonna pull a Rocky. Remember Rocky, how he was training? Like he was lifting the
I was thinking
trees
of
and
that.
running upstairs and yeah.
I got a
That's
video
what
of
you
me lifting rocks. I was when we were in the sauna, we were saying there's the middle. I love it. Then there's one of the guys. I believe his name is Ben. He's all about the community as well. He gives back. I'm going to build a cabin. I'm going to do cross country ski trails. So he breaks it with his snowmobile. Then he grades it. I'm not too sure if he fall. I don't think there's a skid. I think he just has a bigger track on a snowmobile. But he does it for the community. He's like, how can I get the school? That's why I'm going to go visit the schools today. Is like, I want the schools to come out, part of their outdoor education or part of their fitness, their phys ed, to come do these cross country skis, and then having this place where it's a fire pit and a place to stay warm if they need to, get a snack and go back. And being outdoors even when it's cold, because everyone is, even I know friends in Edmonton, they're like, oh, it's too cold, I can't go outside. I'm like, it's not too cold. It's not a reason. I'm out here in this and I'm still doing these things where it's like I want to get that's once it's part of you, you're excited to go do that. And then they don't really there's rocks everywhere. So utilizing rocks, and they do pallets, like they send in I don't think it's cedar pallets, but they have these pallets that they ship stuff on, and then that's what they resell to the communities or the people here to use as firewood or as wood because there's nothing here. Like there's no trees. Sorry, like they're not doing anything up in the Arctic. So first experience, lumberjack side of me is like, oh, where's the axe? I'll start cutting, logs or splitting logs. They're like, we don't have that. I'm like, oh, they're like, there's pallets. I'm like, pallets? So I'm taking a sledgehammer to these pallets to break them into small little kindlings so that they can use for fire and be used for a sauna. So I did feel a little bit like Rocky, and a little bit more rock-based Rocky, where it's like, I got no trees, I got rocks, and I got a sledgehammer to break things. But I definitely got my sweat on, and then I enjoyed the real life wood burning sauna and then rolling around in -35 lake that we're trying to everything's so cold. We had a little electric saw we were planning was to cut out a little hole in the because softer snow underneath, and we were going to cut a little for an ice plunge. I was like, I'm doing 25 seconds, like that's it, I'm not doing more than this. I was like, but I'm all in, I'm like doing it. Gabe's like, you're loving it. He's just like, you're gonna jump in there. No service, of course. I was like, well, if I go under, whatever. But then it was so cold, the batteries don't work. They don't charge. The generators don't go on. So we're trying to bring the generators in to warm up so that the fluids will move to bring them back out to turn on to power to charge these batteries. So we just ended up sledgehammering it, but didn't work. Too thick. We just rolled around in the soft snow instead. So that was cold. That was very, very cold enough. We're just face stuck in the middle of this hard trail of snow. And I'm like, it's amazing to be one with the nature, and like you don't your body is just such a relief. It's like a meditation. Like it was amazing. So I'm all up for that. Now when I come back and me and Eric are in that warm sauna, 90 degrees, and I go to the kind of cold shower, I'm like, it's not the same, but it still gets me into that nice little meditation state. So Eric, you got to do some more of those saunas for me, and then I feel you back there.
Yeah, 100%, brother. We're missing you. We're looking forward to having you back, and I'm also excited to hear all your insight before maybe you go to the Poconos at some point.
Yeah.
I feel there's so much magic happening without us needing to do anything, and we're just being all of ourselves. I can see the energy moving. It's brilliant and beautiful, and it gives me so much joy to see it. So I'm grateful that we're all here talking about real problems and focusing on how we can cultivate solutions. It gives me a really warm feeling of consistent movement towards where we're headed. So these are actually one of the reasons why I started these calls long time ago, because I was looking for that 4 years, 5 years ago, being around people, and I searched out the whole planet to find people. And then last year, when Sagitas and I started doing these calls, we just talked about focusing on solutions and bringing more people together. And then the more and more, people started joining about, wait, it's not about the problems, it's about coming together and bringing global solutions together, because people are doing it around in different scenarios, different ways, that there's a lack of awareness. So like I said, all of the tools, all the technologies, all the solutions are available on a global level. What's missing is the leadership to harmonizing. And so that's really what this is about. It's about doing things together. There's no competition. It's bullshit. It's all in their heads. So anyways, love you all
Before
for
you
being
go,
here.
Eric,
Please.
can you, before we go, can Mart tell me about himself? Because I never met
Yeah, of
Mart.
course. Mart, yes, please.
Art.
Sorry, I
He's
apologize. I
smiling
thought
when I
you
kept saying.
I'm sorry.
I see him smiling when I kept saying butterfly, so I owe a couple of my turns around there. But go ahead, Mark.
Hey, sorry.
I am a chemical engineering student currently doing his master at the University of Groningen, living here in the Netherlands. Woo!
We love the Netherlands.
Very high, like maybe a couple of feet above the ground. Woo! Spicy. Very excited about all things nerdy, whatever. Love playing volleyball. Very passionate about TTRPGs.
Tell me what that stands for.
Tabletop role-playing games.
Oh.
D&D.
Okay, I was like,
D&D.
I felt like, wait, I should know this, and no, I shouldn't have known this. I had no idea that meant. Okay, that's awesome. That's really cool. And are you interested in any of the things that we were talking about, like this regenerative organic living, or any, like, are you studying anything like that, or what's your passion?
It's something that I find interesting, and it also wouldn't necessarily be something I would act on in a sense of in the share it broader or something like that. It's an interest, and that's the big thing about it.
And after you finish your studies, what's your plan? What are you thinking of doing with your education?
I'm not exactly sure yet.
It's okay. It is important to have a vision, but it's important to know which direction you want to go first. So
I have some paths ahead of me, and you still need to figure out what it actually will entail.
okay. Good enough. Good enough. Awesome. Thank you. You were being so awesome and patient and listening to all of our stuff. I wanted to know who you were.
Sorry, my apologies. Mart has been his father, Ronald, also, and him have been a big component of this whole community as well. So, Mart actually came with us to Cologne in UPW just last year. And one of the great things about this man is that he's always seeing opportunities and growth in everything. So I thought you both already knew each other. It's my apology.
No, please stop. Luckily, you have over 300 people in this community, so there will always be people that we don't know yet, which is great.
Yep.
And we're growing stronger, so it's great. A lot of people from Dubai, and I'm actually having a conversation on right now with her. She's messaging me like, how are we gonna create the next revival, the event that we're doing in Brazil, in Dubai? So we want to really curate that for the end of the year. This is my goal, to get that going as well, so that the one in Brazil, in the palm trees, and then the one actually in Dubai, in the sand dunes. So we can really create some magic there as well. And she's already built like some pretty massive events there. So she's an amazing curator in Dubai, and a dear friend. So a lot of meaningful people, and the power of these ladies that and relationships that I've built with. I was there. I was invited to speak at one of her events last year, and she just the caliber in which she really devoted her space and time to, it was just really bar none. Like, it was outstanding. And so yeah, so she's a lot of great ladies that want to really serve alongside us. So, and she also has a lot of great ladies around her. So it's amazing. Ultimately we put the right feminine, or the healthy feminine mirrors together, and we create true creativity. So this is what I'm excited about, and I'm grateful to be doing it with you, Monica, and so many others. So.
Yes, I am too. I am too. I definitely feel like, I found my tribe with you guys. Even though I have so many other mini tribes, this is the nice umbrella tribe where all of these amazing humans just are coming together, which is beautiful to see. And as far as retreats are concerned, I know it's going to sound like I have career ADHD, but I like to believe that I'm multifaceted, not career ADHD. So I also am a consultant for retreats, retreat centers and healing centers, and I go around the world and consult on different retreat ideas and how to elevate their game, and also how to organize retreats. So if you ever need brainstorming powers of how to truly bring incredible retreats together, I'm happy to collaborate and brainstorm with you guys.
Well, you actually already, you did that on even the previous call, where we talked a lot about how we're showing up and sharing the message of Brazil with magic. So, it's already happening, and you're already doing it. So we really appreciate you.
Do you already have the syntax for the retreat?
Yeah. Have you checked out the website yet? It's already on a website.
The whole syntax is on the website? No, I haven't. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Can you drop it in here?
Uh, the whole
I
um.
know that. I thought maybe you're still working on the syntax, but if you already
No, no,
have it,
no. This has been starting to plan in October, or now we're just getting the everything up to, like, everything is done. Like, this is all done.
so you have all the practitioners, you have all the sessions,
Yeah.
all the seminars, all of it is
Oh, yeah.
already fantastic.
Yeah, this is all done. So here, I'll send it to you in yeah, this is all curated. I've already curated all this. Like, I've done this over the last 5 years around the world. So
You've organized retreats over the last 5 years around the world?
yeah, in Ibiza, in the same place in Brazil, which is where we have all the previous content, in Dubai. Now I'm just doing them at a bigger scale. And so,
I see.
uh,
See, that's why there'll always be holes and there'll be always new things that we're going to find out about each other because we're not on every call. So you see, I didn't really know that about you. I didn't know that you've already been organizing retreats all over the world.
yeah, yeah. Well, and I've been doing them around other great leaders, that are very encouraging and insightful artists, leaders, impact creators. And like, a lot of the community also on the podcasts, they are people that we've made things happen in person. So, like, 250 or 220 thought leaders on my podcast, a lot of them I've co-created a lot of things with. So
That's
uh
awesome.
yeah, it's I don't talk about it much. I just do it. So, this is my nature. I'm one of those doers. I don't need to talk about it. It's not about me. So I want to just show what's possible. So yeah, I just sent it to you in WhatsApp, the link to the revival.
Fantastic. I'll check it out and I'll let you know what I think.
I love it.
Awesome. This is great. Sorry we
Thank
went
you, guys.
over. You have
Big
another
love,
meeting.
love you all. All the
Love you all.
best.
Stay in the chat.
If anything, also Luan was a huge part in setting up the website. So if you have any insight that you want to share to Luan, he's been really designing and helping the back end side of things in a major way in all of our websites. So
Yeah.
he's always here, so serving and supporting, and we love you, brother, for it.
That is beautiful. Thank you. I'm happy to see your work. Can't wait.
All of you do. Yeah.
Hey, guys.
You.
Bye.
Ciao.
Goodbye.
Ciao.